Alright, I'm back. I had to make sure my sound was working properly. And I'm starting this track all over. Because I was going to let this playlist play through as I speak. You could say this is pretty much premeditated, but it's not. I put these songs in this playlist because the meaning they have and the order they put them in, it means something to me as in the conversation the music is having. But to the basics on this. People think, well, let me go ahead and get this out of the way. You know, my case go back to '96. That's when my mother first had me put in the system and shit like that, or whatever the fuck the school did, or whatever the fuck, I don't know. But back in 1996, I was they labeled me ADHD. That's HDHD, hypertension deficit disorder. Now, back in like '06 or something like that, they sent me to the crazy house. I was paranoid as shit. I thought motherfuckers was trying to kill me, like the whole fucking hood. I thought gangs and shit were against me. Like I was some special individual, which I still do believe to this day that I am a special individual. But we got a rundown on the story starting from little bit of bits and pieces here and there, you know. But first time since then, like '06. Okay, I went in being paranoid. They sent me up to the mountains, which was up in the Black Mountains in North Carolina, Hendersonville. I was at Pardee Hospital. You know, like a couple years prior to that, I got sent to Holly Hill up in Raleigh, um, North Carolina. As you can see, I sport that shit. I ain't big on sports. That's where I'm from, nigga. Um, Real shit though. Like my paperwork says bipolar paranoid schizophrenic on top of being ADHD, which I don't understand why that's not in my paperwork. I'm trying to tell people like I'm not fucking crazy. I'm gifted. I can point this shit out to you, show you what I see, and get you to understand what I understand. And then if you still want to tell me it's not real, and you just a hater, or you know some shit that I don't know, and you just don't want me to fucking, I don't know what the fuck your fucking problem is, really. I ain't even about to sit here and add conspiracies on top of conspiracies, because I already got over a million fucking conspiracies of why the fuck shit is the way it fucking is. Real shit. I'm not crazy. I can explain to you the messages and visions I be getting, which I will get to that sooner or later. And I'm pretty sure it's playing out right now, which seems premeditated, but it's not. Listen, how could you say this? What's the first thing I want to get to and speak on? The fact that I literally feel like a prophet because I have visions and messages, which they call schizophrenia, believing in my own special individual thoughts and hearing things and seeing things that aren't there. That's supposed to be schizophrenia or whatever, you know, having my own belief system or whatever. Honestly, that's what they say. Lemonade, yellow is my favorite color. But see, I forgot what the fuck I was saying. Let me remember. I've been telling you how I'm not crazy. They think I'm crazy. I believe I'm not really sure. 'Cause I think so fucking much. I overlap my damn self. I complete a thought and move on to the next one as I'm still explaining one I completed. So I get mixed up in the mixture, and it seems as if I'm blabbling or babbling or whatever the fuck. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about or some shit. I'm getting mad because my squares and the circles not playing. I'm gonna try that one again. But as I was about to go on to tell you, you know, I believe this world made us out to be fake, to look fake, because we're not fake, in the sense that they want people to hate us for whatever reasons they fucking have. That's like to say if I was actually gifted and spirits was speaking to me through the music, through the TV, through nature, through another human's being conversation or their body language or actions or whatever the fuck, and I was understanding this shit because I've been seeing this shit for so long and I done put it to practice that to the point where now I have mastered it. So now I can speak of it to you because you have so far to go to get to where I'm at. But as I was saying, I believe that once upon a time back in the day, they prophesied these people coming, these type of people will be here, and what they did was they made us out to be crazy. They sat back and wrote down the whole info of knowledge that says that because a motherfucker can be happy one minute and be sad at the next minute, he's bipolar. You ask me, that's a fucking gift. In this world, you need to know how to fucking snap. For me to hear fucking messages and shit out the fucking TV that you don't hear, that's a fucking gift. That's a higher being connecting with me, and I'm just so fucking blessed to understand shit, because I believe a lot of us get the same gift. I just took the time to understand this shit and mastered it, but there will be more videos if I don't get killed, because I preach this shit to the streets, and it makes me feel like they want me to be dead or something, because the vibes I get off of motherfuckers and peoples and shit like that. First off, I'm gonna mention the Bible and some very special characters in it. I actually believe I live the Bible as in the way they prophesied, and I'm gonna go back to what I was saying before that, before I get into that. That's basically like saying that somewhere in time somebody said, okay, the man that believes that the TV talks to him, he's crazy. We're gonna call him schizophrenic. So from now on, when you see a motherfucker that's talking to himself or talking to a TV or hearing shit or seeing shit, this motherfucker's schizophrenic. If this nigga's schizophrenic, this motherfucker's crazy. Now, the paranoia shit is more like thinking that any and everybody's out to get you. Always peeping around the corner and shit like that. I don't really do that shit anymore, but I've been paranoid to the point where you got to understand this. If you had a fucking computer, we're gonna say a computer. You had a computer and it was yours, and you knew a lot about computers, or even if you didn't know a lot about computers and you had money, the computer fucked up, you either fixed it or put it in the shop. So now what you're gonna do? You're gonna, more than likely, the average geek will upgrade this shit so the next time this error wouldn't occur so easily. So in a sense, they're saying that I am a little toy figure of some sort of instrument of whatever the fuck of God. Then he put me on this earth, and humans, man, people like me, they're not getting this special connection, or maybe they are and they're not recognizing, or they're just neglecting it. They pretty much broke me down with my paranoid shit. I felt like the whole fucking world was out to get me for reasons that I do still know in my mind that I haven't forgot, because I still believe that shit to this day. And I broke down and cried and shit, where really how the story happened. I went crazy and shit. I ain't really go crazy. I thought motherfuckers was out to get me. Seen a nigga on the corner on his cell phone. This nigga was on the phone telling the nigga I was coming through here like a checkpoint or some shit. So my people thought I was fucking crazy. After so much time of going through this shit, I went through a day where I seen like some shit that it just looked like it was meant for me. Like it was gonna be like a massive attack or some shit, like Nicki Minaj type shit. I get into that later in another video, but so I walked away real fast and shit. I started off slow, and then I walked faster. Real shit. Ain't no front teeth. I walked off like a little bitch ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? But the thing was, I went home and I started telling my people, how I seen this formation of people gathering around and shit, and I could tell something big and epic was going down, and I felt like it was against me. They thought I was talking out like the side of my neck and shit. So I ended up getting sent into Crazy House. Before they sent me to Party Hospital, I got sent to Mariah Perm, which we call Murder Perm. If you know anything about Henderson, North Carolina people, that's Murder Perm, because a lot of motherfuckers died in that hospital because the motherfucking nurses and doctors ain't shit. Anyway, I'm sitting up in Murder Perm like fucking 3-4 days before they even sent me off to this motherfucking Crazy House and shit. And I sat down there and thought about all this shit I done been through and the shit, the reasons I thought I was hated on and shit like that. And when I added it all together, I felt like it was just gangs and Illuminati and Masons and Baughmans and secret copes and societies and colleges, fucking frat companies and brothers and shit like that. I just thought it was them. So I felt like in a way I couldn't run from this shit. Like, even though, that's a bitch made move, but like I said, I got broke. And as I was in here in this hospital, broken down, crying and shit to myself, because I ain't let nobody see that shit at first, I broke down and I was crying and shit. And I prayed and chanted, certain prayers. Move on to another song, man. That was supposed to be Rocco Squares After Circle, supposed to play a song to my players. Anyway, I'm up in this Crazy House. It's not the Crazy House yet. I'm up in Mariah Perm and shit. And I'm praying to the Lord and to Jesus, to the Messiah, because I'm so confused. I'm like, what if the Lord ain't who they say the Lord is, and we pray to the Lord, imagining that we praying to a righteous higher being, and the whole time we praying to the devil or something. So I was praying to the Messiah. I was praying to a righteous being, and I had a chant I was saying. I don't even remember the chant to this day, but I was watching the telomorphs, whatever the fuck you call those shits. Excuse me. Speaking on such graphic nature and such a critical, gentle situation. But they were speaking of a prayer. They were saying that that prayer was very deep and it was very spiritual and it was very powerful. So when I heard them say that, I was really like in my zone. Like I was at this time before I even went in the Crazy House or to Mariah Perm shit. I had got to the point where all I would watch on TV was a TV station called TCT. Shout out to y'all. You helped me out so fucking much through this period of time that I'm speaking on now. But this is a gospel station. They only play shit about religions, all sort of religions. But I heard this shit on there and I repeated the chant, like 10 or 12 times, and then I did it in my own way like 10 or 12 times, and I kept going and I kept going and I kept going, but every time I went on, I did it a little bit different. I said it a little bit different, and what I believe happened to me that day, which I didn't see the after effects until years later, but maybe a year later, months later, some shit like that, I don't really know. But I believe what happened there was God came into me, because when I spoke to him, I told him, I said, I give you my all, my everything, my mind, my body, my soul. Do with it as you want, and that's why to this day I actually believe that I am pure, because for me to actually believe that he came through me and he allowed me to be what he wanted me to be, and he made me to be what he wanted me to be. I changed just barely a little bit, but I think that I was just so close to being pure that he didn't have to change much. But honestly, I believe he walks, lives, and talks through me. And when he's not walking and talking through me, he's sending a message out through something else. Anyway, You know, I broke down at this point. They sent me down to the hospital and so on. So much fucking happened. But the main point of this video that I'm speaking on is I broke down. You know, I really broke down and shit. And that was like taking a plastic. You know, the comb has no relevancy at all. But that's like taking a plastic comb and breaking it, melting it down, and then bringing it back to life as a unbreakable comb, which would be like some rubber fiberglass material or some shit you could just bend the fuck out of and it just won't break. You might fold it to a position, but it won't break. You gotta understand that. So now I feel stronger in a sense of like one of my favorite songs, Future, Go Harder. You try to break me now, bitch, I go harder. I done been lied to, neglected, through all type of people turn against me. You try to break me down, bitch, I go harder. You know, there's really no point I'm really trying to make in this video. I'm just gonna start telling you about things that I'm gonna continue to go on to tell you about, and by the time I'm finished covering so many videos, you will have the majority of what I'm willing to tell you. And it's your boy Paya. This is the Paya Show, and this shit is real. Take two.